Hello, everybody.
Is the sound working?
And it is working. Yes, it is.
I didn't think it was working.
Yes. Well, I didn't play it through the speakers, so you didn't hear it all going. How are you all? Happy Memorial Day, everybody. We are delighted to see you. We are Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and this is our digital campfire. So bring your chair up to the campfire. Everybody make room for everybody. 6 feet apart. We are socially distanced. Not us, because
I was going to say we're not socially.
We live under the same roof, so I get to get close to you. We live under the same roof, right? That's
right.
the rule. You can get close to those people that you live in the same roof with. So welcome. We are back with another Memorial Day weekend edition of our digital campfire. I don't know what everybody brought to the campfire for drinks. What do we have?
I've got my water.
We got your water, yeah. And they'll be sharing here in a few minutes. So how are y'all? Happy Memorial Day weekend. I just heard on the news a minute ago that something like 50 of the 50 states have somehow or another, some of them very slightly, have relaxed some of the restrictions. Many states still have, stay at home, shelter in place orders out. Michigan just extended theirs till 2017, I think. 2027. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to be facetious, and I realized
No,
if I
it's
start
backwards.
making a joke, people are not,
Well,
they're very sensitive
it's
about this.
2020, so you're 2017.
Right.
I'm not quite understanding you.
2027 is when they extended it. You have to stay at home in Michigan until 20. No, she extended it, the governor there, till I think June 19th.
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm sure it'll be extended through the 4th of July.
Well, who knows? But anyway, in much of the country, things are much more rapidly returning to normal. We are coming to you tonight from Okaloosa Island. We have been here throughout the duration of the shutdown over the coronavirus. We are in our condo here. The RV is out in the parking lot. We've gotten one trip in a few weeks ago, and we're planning one in a couple of weeks over to the east side of Florida. Florida opened many of its state parks today. Not all, but most of them. There's some restrictions, like the camping cabins aren't open yet, and some of the rooms aren't open yet. But it's opening up. Many of the states are taking reservations now. It's rapidly opening up in most of the country, with a few exceptions. Michigan being probably one of the big ones. Maine is another state.
Not California.
California.
Forget that. Don't you mention it?
Yeah. And Maine is another state that's not welcoming people from out of state right now. I just got a note from our friend Bob Sagami over there, and they're not doing well. Hey, let's go on and say hi. We always like to acknowledge the first people at the campfire tonight that got it going for us. Davis, Tandy, and Buster started the campfire. Warm and sunny in Rochester, New York, finally. Glad you're there. Cheryl is in West Virginia. She says the campgrounds are open.
Yay.
100 campers lined up. I love this
Wow.
story. Lined up at 8 a.m. to enter the Riffle Run campground. We'll wait another week or so. That's a great story, Cheryl. We need to report more stories like that. Good for them in West Virginia. The Wandering Latinos, hola to you. Hola, Mike and Jennifer. We see that escapees cost $39.99 a year to join, and the road assistance, $99 a year. As a new member, will I have to pay both fees? I think so. I think if you want to pay the road assistance, you have to buy that. And $39 is the best price at all to join. Escapees is the club that we belong to and that we highly recommend. Great club. When you do join it, there's a little drop-down. Where'd you hear about it? I always like to let the folks know there's a bunch of places. Let them know you heard about it, the RV lifestyle, if you will. Hello to Robbinsville, New Jersey, and it says, I see you can get lithium batteries as an option with new leisure travel van Unity. What is the plural of Unity? There is no plural. Well, actually, you can get it on all of the two leisure travel van lines, the Unity and the Wonder. They had a big reveal yesterday of the new Ford 2021 leisure travel van, the Wonder. It's on the Ford Transit all-wheel drive gas. Oh, my goodness. I want one of those. I really do. And it has lithium now as an option on all their models. They have upped their onboard inverter to 2,000 watts. But that new 2021 Wonder on the Ford Transit, it's at the top of my my wish list. See, I just wrote it down. I really, really am excited about that. Nancy Jenkins. Hi, Nancy. Sun's coming out from clouds. Thunder's there in the hat of, I think you're in Medicine Hat, Medicine Hat, Alberta. Waiting until the barrier goes up and they can drive around Canada again, visit relatives.
Friends.
Yeah, the border's still closed, I think, through
We believe
through June 21st
or something
that sounds
like that.
right. Something like that.
Somebody out there knows.
And Nancy meant to say she's passing along some Tim Tam cookies. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
I have no
Sounds
idea
good.
what a Tim Tam cookie is, but it does sound good. And for me, some keto. She's got some keto cookies from a bakery nearby. Thank you, Nancy. We tried a cauliflower keto pizza tonight.
That we picked up at a store.
And
And now we've made them, and they've been excellent.
we have.
We buy the crust, and then we put all the ingredients
It's
on.
awesome.
I took one bite of it, and I said, I'm not hungry enough to eat this.
So we ran out
But-
down the street and took a takeout shrimp dinner, which
And-
we shared.
There were two of us in there with the mask on. But everybody was very respectful because I had a mask on. Everybody stayed away from me.
There are
Because
so many people in
Families,
Florida.
the people are here.
The beaches are jammed. And
Well,
for the
they're spacing.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
people
there's a
are-
lot of people here, but they are doing the 6 foot
They're
thing.
staying 6 feet apart.
Except when
and-
you get in line for food. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get in the way of people wanting their food. I'll tell you that. Great to see our pal Chris Cowley is here. Hello, Chris. Chris is reminding everybody, besides helping moderate all the chat tonight, if you have a comment, type comment like that, all in caps. If you have a question, type question, all in caps. And that way, as we try and work through the list of all the digital Campfire attendees, I can spot the questions and the comments, and we'll try and take them. Initially, we always like to say hi to everybody we see on the list, but as more and more people log in and join the chat, it gets really crowded. So it helps us when you do that. Like Kate McChesney, who says, question, the Mercedes-Benz engine. I realize it's louder than gas, but do you notice the strong diesel smell much?
no.
No, it is louder. And that's another reason I want this Ford gas engine. It's really quiet. And we do a lot of videotaping while we drive. And I've had the worst time getting the right audio without that road noise. So I'm working on it. Stay tuned. But yes, it does. It is a noisier engine because it's diesel. But we have never noticed any diesel smell ever in it, I don't think. Ed Richards in muggy hot South Louisiana.
I bet it is getting warm there. It's hot here. It's humid here.
Would you say the
I think
humidity
was like 95 yesterday. Poor Bo.
Yeah.
He is shedding like he has never shed before.
Huge clumps of hair. If he walks in here, when he walks in, I'll grab
No, don't do that. He hates that.
Yeah, I just pull it out. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, he gets to go to the dog park for at least an hour every day. And I took the brush. I was going to brush him, and then I thought I can't do that to his happy hour
Yeah.
because he hates being brushed.
Ron is in rainy upstate New York.
Oh, here he comes.
And here's somebody saying hi from good evening from Pennsville, New Jersey.
Hello, Bo.
Linda and Larry are in Gainesville, Georgia, and they're having pizza for the campfire. Good. I hope it's better than the cauliflower pizza, cheese pizza that we brought. Get a piece of his hair out. Just show him.
I'm not going to do that. He doesn't like that. Everybody knows what a clump of hair looks like.
Okay. You could make a sweater if you could.
Yeah, you
knit
could.
from
Some
his
birds
sweater.
could have a fine nest, Bo.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a cold nose all over me now.
Robert Witham is in Vermont.
Oh, okay.
David
Love you
says
too.
hi from South. Where Jennifer's like this. Hi from
I get the
southeastern
cold snout on
Pennsylvania.
me.
We're heading to Bald Eagle State Park in central Pennsylvania on Monday. It'll be the maiden voyage of our Wonder rear twin bed. Yippee. David, good for you. Enjoy it. Send some pictures. Post them on our Facebook group. We would love to see them. That's awesome. Edward Varga joins us tonight. He said Maine requires out-of-staters to quarantine for 14 days.
So where are we going to quarantine?
Is that possible in the Class B or C? Well, sure. You just stay inside all the time. Rain started in Bergen County, New Jersey. Stay safe this weekend. Remember those who perished. He's talking about Memorial Day. And I wanted to just say one thing about that. I see people posting stuff. Oh, we're celebrating Memorial Day. Memorial Day is not a celebration. I mean, it kind of turns into that. It's the unofficial start of summer and all. But Memorial Day is to honor those who gave their all in the service. And so we do that to all of you veterans who served as well. Thank you so much for it.
When you think of the significance of this right now, as everybody's so afraid, think about all the people that gave their lives for us to have freedom.
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 Which, yeah. We won't make any political comments, but
And
let's honor.
we have to honor the people that died.
Yeah. Edward talks about Maine requiring stations, and that is true. I just checked that out. John DePietro from our friends at New England RV Dealers did a video today with interview with the campground owner, and I watched it. And this poor guy, I mean, this is his business, his livelihood. Most of these places are seasonal. They can only stay open so long. He's usually full. This is when he makes his money. And he's got like 3 or 4 people in there. And he said that if you come from another state, Maine requires them to stay there in the campground for 14 days in quarantine.
So they can't go sightseeing. They just have to sit inside their camper.
So that's another place I would take off my visit list is Maine. And I'd take off Michigan too, but we have a home there. And maybe, I don't know. We'll eventually go back there, but but there are only a few of these states that are that strict. So it is opening up in many, many places. Maureen Tweedy says a little early in the Pacific Northwest for supper. So some taco chips, salsa, and a G&T. Yes. Put a little lime in that. A little lime on the chips. You're doing pretty good there. Deb Castle is in Massachusetts, heading to Cape Cod for a couple weeks of camping. Good for you, Deb. Hi to Michelle Corn. We're in the Finger Lakes at a Harvest Host farm tonight. We stayed at Heron Hill last night. That's our favorite winery out there, yes. And it says it's their favorite Harvest Host yet. No wineries are open, but we enjoyed a bottle curbside. If you have seen our videos on Harvest Host, there's several of them here on the channel, but one of the most spectacular views we've ever had camping anywhere was at the Heron Hill Harvest Host locations there in the Finger Lakes, overlooking the lakes and the vineyard. It was awesome. Good for you, Michelle. I'm so glad to hear that you are out there.
That was such a fun trip.
Yep, it was. Let's see who else we got. Bob Keefe is cooking pork chops and asparagus on the Blackstone in Chicago. Pass it around the campfire, Bob.
Sounds good.
A lot of us here tonight, and we're all ready for that. Linda Barker says hello to everybody in the chat. Francis Solgrove is in Soggy, Michigan. I thought it was a nice day in Michigan today. Must be raining again up there. Wow.
You're getting but normally spring, you don't have to water the grass, but I think this has been a bad year.
Hi to Natasha. Hi to Judy Lee in Indianapolis. Nancy Skeen. Our friend Renee Hawani. And happy Memorial Weekend for everybody. Go and get outside and enjoy it. Fancy Gap, Virginia. Oh my gosh, I got to go to Fancy Gap. That's the kind of thing. I used to have these places I always wanted to go when I was a TV journalist. And you sign off and you say, Mike Wendland for NBC News, Fancy Gap, Virginia. That's the kind of place I'd like to say. I've said Mike Wendland, NBC News everywhere in the world, but Fancy Gap, Virginia is one I haven't done. Sounds like a great name. Maybe we heard it here first, 2027. Yeah, from Michigan. Yeah. And Renee is in Michigan, and she says it's going to be a long summer there. Hello in Seattle. Question from John. What would you rank the new 2021 Leisure Travel Van Wonder Ford gas chassis RL? They had a reveal yesterday on the Leisure Travel Vans. I liked it a lot. I really like so many things about it. There's a couple of things that the Wonder I noticed did not have. The one I like, by the way, I like the rear lounge. That's kind of like the Unity version. But the Wonder model I like is the rear twin bed because it has that big basement garage where you could store your bikes. I really like all of that storage room.
I think one bike. I'm not sure
You
about
could get two. You got to take
think
the wheels, front wheels. Yeah, you can get two in. But I really like that. And the thing I noticed is they keep it under 10 feet, which is a really good thing, even with the
height.
air conditioning. The interior height at the back is of the RL is 6.5 foot. But they don't have the ducted air conditioning that they did that they do in the Unity. And I think that's really nice. It makes it much quieter, and I think it makes the air conditioner more efficient. And the reason they didn't is they kept that height down, and so that's
Wasn't
why
it 6 feet 5 inches?
that's what it is in the Wonder. In
Yeah.
the Wonder rear lounge version, which is their new model on it. But all that aside, I think all of the upgrades in the Ford chassis make it absolutely, for me, something I really would like to take a look at closer. I really like the idea of all-wheel drive. I like the pickup it has, the quietness of the ride. It's at 178 inch wheelbase. It's a nice looking unit, and I can't wait to get my
I'm
hands on
very
one.
curious about not having to look for diesel.
Yeah.
That intrigues me.
Yeah, and it is quieter, so it's good. Michael says, hi from San Diego. I just downloaded your Boondocking ebook last night. Well, good for you, Michael. Campground's booking fast here, so looking forward to more boondocking. That's the way to go.
And now we got to hope that when people boondock, I don't know who's doing it, but you got to pick up your trash and
Yeah.
don't trash the areas where you boondock, or they're going to be closing them up. You hear about that all the time, closing up areas because people, they're just not respectful.
Boondockers, throughout the time we've all been doing that, from campers and some people call it cowboy camping, some people call it dirt baggers, where you walk in and you literally sleep on the ground with no shelter, to boondockers in an RV. But all of them have had this ethic of leave no trace, except maybe your footprints. And even that, a lot of people don't like to do that. But there's been so many new people who've come into RVing and to
If they're
boondocking.
drinking or doing drugs or what,
they-
human waste and
they
then
leave
trash.
trash
Then somebody has to clean up your mess.
And we saw a number of places around the country that closed up dispersed camping last year because of the messes that people were leaving. So when you're out there, we need to just really educate people about this leave no trace movement. Let's see. Bill
I think moms
Scragg
and dads have to teach their kids.
He says, hi, with coffee and chocolate chip
Oh,
cookies.
that sounds like a good combo.
Yeah, I'm really looking for dessert around the campfire tonight because we had a pretty good shrimp dinner there. Gil is in Kentucky. Gotta make Gil's name come up. There's Gil. Cindy is in Texas. Regarables, Tink Tink, Spoon on Cup. Let's see the newlyweds kiss. Who are the newlyweds?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do we have any newlyweds in the group? My Life Lived Well. Love that name. From Philadelphia. Thumbs up, people. Edward's telling us, please give us a thumbs up on
Thank
our
you.
digital campfire tonight, if you would. Another person in Seattle, Christina Leslie. Question from Kenneth. We just bought a 1,000 trailer camping pass to try out. Have you camped at 1,000 trails before? Thoughts? We have. And I guess in terms of thoughts, I haven't bought one. I'm not a member. And I guess that says it all.
It's not our cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that you won't love it.
Yeah. For me, the big thing is you only can go in a certain region of the country. And you buy your pass, and you have to buy a region. And we go all over North America. So if I stayed in one area, maybe, but their campgrounds are just too big for my taste. There's too many other people there for our taste. So it gets pretty crazy. No camping in Connecticut.
Aw.
I'm sorry to hear that. Vincent's got a Coors Light. Sam Tugg is up there in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Arkansas?
I was hoping we could come up that way.
Oh, Fairbanks. Yeah.
Fairbanks, Alaska. I wanted to come up that way, but British Columbia has closed all of its camping for the season to anybody outside of the province. So that is not a good thing in terms of all their provincial parks up there. Christina just bought our Boondocking ebook. Should be camping June 1st in the Northwest. Christina, I wrote down, I forgot to say everything. We are running a Memorial Day sale on all of our ebooks this weekend. And man, they've been doing really well. Big savings on all of them. You can buy all of them at once. You can buy certain different bundles, but all of them are discounted. And if you just go to our books page, it'll automatically be put right in when you make your order, your discount. But the discount sales, if you're a member of our newsletter, you got a note about it earlier in the week. It expires at midnight on the 25th. So really, it's one of the best sales we've ever run on all of our. We have 10 different digital books out there, all of them with really good discounts. So there's the note for you if you want to check it out. So big Memorial Day sale. John says, "Hey, you guys." He's in sunny St. Pete, just down the peninsula from us. Hello from Kingsport, Tennessee, from Scott Fletcher. Just got back from our maiden voyage in our new fifth wheel at Warriors Path State Park in Tennessee. That's a great state park, by the way. Thank you, Scott, for checking in. I'm glad you got out in that. What first inspired you to start RV travel? Was it a book, a movie?
Just the desire to go.
A wife who has wanderlust. She likes to travel. I like to travel.
I wanted to see this whole country. Yellowstone was the top of my list, and that's where we went.
That was our first big trip.
Big trip.
And now we go back.
Every time we have the
Sometimes we've gone there
opportunity.
twice in a year, And it's a long way from where
Michigan.
we are based in Michigan. Although we haven't been to Michigan for a long time. We've been on the road this year.
I keep worrying about our house.
But I guess, we have always liked the outdoors. Both of us grew up with that love.
Small town America, where you went north.
Yeah.
In Michigan,
Up north.
you go up north.
Yeah.
Maine, you go to your cabin.
They go to camps.
Or camps.
Camps.
Yeah,
and
camps.
I don't know I think Maine has camps. For
Yeah,
us,
I
it's
think
up
Maine-
north.
Cottages.
Maine also has down east, the very upper part of Maine. They're going to go down east. But we just have always loved the outdoors, always liked camping. When we were first married decades ago and we raised our kids, we started off in a travel trailer. We bought a little 13-foot travel trailer. Then we moved to a pop-up Coleman camper.
3 kids and the dog.
3 kids and a dog. Then as the kids got into high school and,
Grew up and leave.
Yeah, start to leave, we went to a tent, and the two of us tented for many years.
And the reason we did that, Mike's sister and her husband had 200 acres on a river, and it was so wonderful.
In northern Michigan, yeah.
In northern Michigan, that all that space and to have family there to visit and be by the Rifle River and all the flaps down on the tent and listen to the river, and
we
it was
still,
wonderful.
Every year, go up and camp there. It's our favorite boondocking spot, actually, and we will be probably going up there this summer.
Yeah, this summer.
We'll be up there
if
this
we
summer
can
for a
camp
while.
in Michigan, which I think we'll be able
We can
to.
on
I
our
hope.
private property. We can. So.
Hope so.
Good. Sam Tuck tells us Alaska is open, but it's a ghost town. He's headed down to Denali.
Boy, that'd be fun.
What an awesome...
You'll see
remember
lots
the
of animals.
First time we were in Denali, Sam, and I know it's no big deal to you in Alaska, but I always wanted to be in Denali. And so I got up pretty early one morning and we drove out to as far as you could drive. I think it's 7 miles into the park. And the guy said, okay, if you want to go further, you need a permit. I said, well, how much further does it go? And it was like, 30 miles further on? I mean, it's a huge, huge, huge national park, and just so many animals, so much wildlife, such beauty. We even got beautiful views of Mount McKinley on our first visit.
Yeah, it cleared a little bit for us.
So I envy you, Sam. That's great countryside up there. I wonder if the snow's all gone yet. Wandering Latinos, Sarasota, Florida. Marzan Worldwide, you're 100% correct. We need to understand it's a solemn holiday. God bless America and all the people who sacrifice so much for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live near Sanford, Michigan, that had the flooding? No, but we kind of grew up, this is Michigan, and we grew up right here in Bay City. We were high school sweethearts. I was on one side of town, she's on the other. And
other side of the
Sanford,
river?
Michigan is about 14 miles from Bay City, due west, near Midland.
Mike used to be a disc jockey, and he used to be a disc jockey at dances in that area.
We had a dance we did at the
Sanford Lake.
the Midland Sports Club, I think it was, in Sanford Lake. And we went up there a lot. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, dam burst in Michigan. They've had a tough time up there. All right. Let's see. Francis, we've traveled from Grand Rapids to Ludington yesterday. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Says a lot of RVs are heading for the Ludington area.
I bet they are.
Yeah, that is awesome. Heading to Pensacola Beach Resort, celebrating our 43rd anniversary. Lost our dogs in December and March. I'm sorry to hear that. That's always an empty RV without a dog in it. Pensacola Beach is just a little bit up that way from us, about 12 miles from us, 14 miles. And I saw some pictures of their beach, like our beach, which is just outside the window, crowded all day. But people are keeping their social distances out there. That's great. We're watching you guys from within our camper trailer, parked in our driveway in Sarasota, getting it ready for our camping trip next week at State Park. Wonder where you're going. Where are you going to go? One of the Florida state parks. Where are you headed? And hello to you guys in your driveway.
I got to get ours cleaned out for our next little adventure.
Connecticut checks into the campfire tonight, and they just had a chicken barbecue outside.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Let me go to Mary Jane Curry jumps in.
Hey, Mary Jane.
They're driveway camping in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and grilling up some teriyaki chicken and veggies.
Sounds good.
Hi to you and Jeff. Mary Jane is, oh my gosh, she's in her RV, driveway camping. They're doing a remodel of their house. It's another reason an RV is handy. You get to live in your RV in your own driveway. Jeff got a pontoon boat I saw this summer, and he's been catching trout. And in speaking of which, I think your recipe tomorrow, we do an RV recipe. It'll either be tomorrow or tonight. It might be late tonight. I might post it. Is on Instapot. I think it's trout with an Instapot. Anyway, she'll have a recipe. Mary Jane does our RV recipes on our RVlifestyle.com blog, and usually every week or so, we've got a pretty good recipe that Mary Jane shares. She's a personal chef. She's written a great book, Big Flavors, Little Kitchen, I think is the title, something like that. And you can check her out on our blog, rvlifestyle.com. And Mary Jane, it's really great to see you and Jeff checking in with us tonight. Joanne is in Ellensburg, Washington. Sharon is in northeastern Pennsylvania. Kathy Charles in Houston headed for their first camp out of the year in 10 days. She said they had a hard time finding a place to go. The Texas State Park's still not taking reservations, and she can't wait to get out there. Mm-hmm. We can't too. We feel the same way, and we're a couple of weeks away now from really hitting the road for some time here, and we'll have a couple surprises for you in the next 3 weeks. So. Stick around. Good surprises. Really, we're excited about it. Chris reminds everybody, check out our Boondocking guide. A couple of you had mentioned that. And our travel guides. And there's that list that he said. I can make it even bigger. rvlifestyle.com/books. Again, we are running that Memorial Day special right there. Chris Hall is on Amelia Island, Florida, across the state from us on the east side. Here's a question. Have you considered shipping your RV to Europe when the corona is over? Is this expensive? It's very expensive. It's about $5,000 minimum, I think. And no, I have no desire to travel Europe in an RV.
I think I would rent one over there.
Yeah, I would rent one.
Because of the, outlets and everything, appliances.
I thought we've seen everything in North America, and we haven't. There's so many places that we want to go back to, second or third or fourth time, and so many places that we've never been. I have a list. I keep this little list, and this thing is just filled with places to go and things to see and where we want to go. And so.
Oh, come on. You just don't want to drive those narrow streets in an RV.
I did pretty good. The last time when we took a car out, first time out, we ran into... Do you have to tell everything you know?
Scraped it up at the gas station.
First stop.
Scotland. Kind of weren't used to driving on the left side.
Yeah, I don't know why those people are driving on the wrong side of the road, I thought. Hey, Chris is going to pass us some dessert around the campfire. Coconut cream cake yesterday. And he says it's almost gone. So pass the cake over here to Jennifer and I. Those of you just joining us, pull up a chair. We're glad you're at our digital campfire tonight. It's always great. Question, how do you handle garbage when boondocking? We go to the garbage every day when camping because it gets stinky.
Yeah.
It does.
That's the worst part. You got
that
to
is the
find a
worst part.
compartment outside.
We try and minimize the garbage we make. We
Gotta
really
plan
do.
ahead.
And we keep it in a bag, in an airtight bag as best we can. And it's hard. Sometimes I'll throw it in a under the one of the outside,
outside
storage areas I have. If we're boondocking in a bare area, I'll throw the garbage in one of those bear-proof cases there. But normally
it's a problem.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the big challenges. So we try and make as little of it as we can. Hey guys, Greg and the little lady, just want to say hi. Glad you're safe. Great to see you guys. Have you been to the blog lately? I have a couple, 3 stories. I don't know if you have all been following the news, but in fact, there was just a local TV station here in Florida that had it. Every media outlet has discovered RVs. You would think that nobody RV'd before. Everybody. The Wall Street Journal, New York Times, the USA Today, the Los Angeles Times, the Boston Herald, all of these newspapers, ABC, NBC, CNN, CBS. I did a magazine interview today with a guy. Hey, we hear RV sales are booming. Yeah, they're booming like never before. I've talked to a number of RV dealers in the last 2 weeks who say they've never seen demand like that. They're selling RVs to people who are buying them sight unseen on the phone. I'll take it. And you called this back in March. We told you this, and people scoffed at us because people said, oh, this is really going to be a hit in the RV industry. And we said, no, it is not. And you were right. I want to give you credit for that. You're the first one who said it.
Yeah, you want a clean place, a safe place. You want to take your own food so you don't have to buy food out. You want your bathroom, your shower, your everything.
Yeah. It's and that's why people are buying them, because you can socially distance in your RV. Mm-hmm. You can self-quarantine in your RV. There's a story today, if you look on the blog, rvlifestyle.com, and I give you 5 reasons why everybody's buying, so many new people are buying it. I also have a story in the blog I put earlier in the week about, this big, massive hype about how popular RVing is. People also understand that there is a cost to RVing, and there are a lot of things it is and a lot of things it is not. And one of the things is it's not cheap. It's not cheaper. I mean, you can live like a pauper, a homeless person in a car, and you can do it in an RV, but RVs cost a lot. There's insurance, there's maintenance, there's a lot of headaches, and a lot of people have not counted the cost of all that. But please go to the blog. I've got a lot of really good content we've put up this week at rvlifestyle.com, and we'll talk from there. Marina Lee, what companies do you recommend for RV insurance? If you're listening, take this down because I don't have it. I can't put it on the screen. It's go to rvlifestyle.com/RIS. rvlifestyle.com/RIS stands for, I think, Recreational Insurance Company, but rvlifestyle.com/RIS. And that is a company that we really recommend. They've been just so good to everybody I've sent that way. We really like these folks. You can put your RV in, how often you want to use it, all that stuff, and they will shop that out. They'll give you really the best rates, what companies are best for you. There's no obligation, and we're very comfortable in recommending that company to help find your insurance. rvlifestyle.com/RIS. And you can look down in the comments later on. I'm sure Chris will have put those on for us. But good question, Marina. rvlifestyle.com/RIS. We're planning to drive to Alaska and spend the summer going through Alaska and Canada. Instead, we're flying to Anchorage at the end of July and renting an RV.
There you go.
Tom, I actually thought of that this year, too. The last time we were in Alaska, we went to Denali and we saw a lot of folks with little truck campers that they had rented. And that is such an efficient way to do it if you are limited in time. The reason we haven't done an RV trip to Alaska, we've been there twice before, but we've not done an RV trip. And the reason we haven't done one is because to do it the way we travel would take us the better part of 4 months. And that means we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the other stories and things that we want to do around the country. But so that's a really good idea, Tom. Please, when you do that, share some of that information with us. Hey, I got to show you my shirt. Has everybody seen my cool little shirt that I'm wearing tonight? This is our new shirt. This is our summer shirt, and it's fellow travelers, RVlifestyle.com. That's what we all are, is fellow travelers. And if you want to get some information on it, there's a little, on the YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, not full screen, right beneath it's kind of like a little shelf, a little tray, a little shelf. And you'll see some of our T-shirts and stuff that we have. I think we have, one of them is Never Too Old, and we have Small House, Big Yard. And you see us wearing those shirts all the time. But this is brand new, fellow traveler. And we want to get people to get these and then send us pictures of where you are when you're out there camping.
You're traveling.
And we'll put make a whole video up of all the photos that we collect over the summer. So there you go. It's just one available. I think it started this week on sale. Fellow Traveler T-shirts. Gotta all have like our uniform, like our colors. Jan is a member of Thousand Trails, and she's upgraded to get the entire country. And we all have different needs, different things that we really like, and Thousand Trails is obviously very successful, so a lot of people really do like it. We'd like to take off, but we've heard some states will only let locals in. Is this true? Yes, Pam, it is true. I just named a few earlier on in the program, but always check wherever you're going. There are a handful of states that have not opened state parks to camping, and others that expect out-of-towners to quarantine. So you want to make sure you know which ones that you have. Darren checks in from Bermuda. What a nice place to be. I don't know if you can do any camping in Bermuda or not, but that sounds like a pretty fun place. John Mueller just ordered Battleborn batteries in anticipation of more boondocking this season. Good for you, John. We've got 2 of them on ours. Boy, there's a lot of people in Sarasota, Florida. There's somebody else. It's starting to heat up here.
It's hot here. It's the hottest it's been. The 14 weeks we've been down here. Maybe 10. I don't know. I'm losing track. I think it's 14 weeks we've been gone from home.
Kate McChesney, Chautauqua Institute in New York canceled their 9-week season. In over 100 years, one of many that will lose working capital. You can still visit, but renters, 14-day quarantine. How about your Ohio Chautauqua season visit? I'm assuming that it's not going to happen, Kate. I've not heard anything more. We were originally supposed to spend a week doing some lectures.
The first week in August, but if it's canceled.
At Chautauqua Lakeside on Lake Erie in Ohio. Great little place. But I would bet that they would cancel their season just because they will.
I've got Bo bugging me.
Bo's going to bug you a lot because I
know.
see somebody walking dogs out in front. So when Bo erupts and you all hear him bark, he's just warning the campfire that there's other dogs.
Question. So the question was, have they canceled?
I don't know for sure, but they have not told me anything.
We're kind of expecting that.
I should really check it out, but they haven't sent me a note yet, so I don't know. Bill Sprague, why not take the Alaskan Marine Highway? Have you checked how expensive that is, Bill Sprague? Like $10,000. You're talking about the ferry system. It's like $10,000. So you can go take it. I'm not, and send me postcards. I'll be happy. We did a Alaskan cruise once along the inland waterway, and that was really fun. Mm-hmm. It would be great to take your RV with you, but that's just way too much money. James, weren't you going back to Michigan? Are you not traveling because of restrictions? Michigan is shut down. I mean, it's basically, they're opening up some of it.
Like sit in your house. Our daughter got pulled over the other day.
Our daughter driving.
Well, she had a tail light out, the officer said.
Yeah,
so I don't know. So
then they
luckily
where
they
have you
didn't
been?
give her a
Why
ticket.
are you out? Why are you not
Yeah.
cowering in your home? Don't get me going on Michigan, but no, I'm not going back to that state until it acts unless until it opens up a little bit more.
Well, got to have it open up a little bit more.
Got to be a little more quiet. Most of the country is really starting to open up well, and it's interesting. And this thing is it's serious. It really is.
It is very serious.
I do worry that perhaps some places are maybe opening up too fast. I mean, I look at all these people flooding into Florida. We counted license plates today from everywhere, and I'm glad to see everybody having a good time. But this thing is not over yet.
It kind of scares you because we're used to being here all by ourselves, and everybody's here now. Yeah. But this is a holiday. But I think they're going to be here because I think this is now the beginning of summer.
And I also want to say, I kind of get flippant every now and then, but I'm just so glad I don't have to make the decision, and our government leaders in all the states who are making these tough decisions, that is a tough job. And
we do take it seriously. We have a son who is a physician.
And we know how bad this can be. So.
And he has said, what it can do.
So, caution is always better than running headlong into folly. And I'm sure that there's a reason why Michigan and others are so knocked down. So when you hear me talk about things opening up, yeah, I want them to open up, but I want them to open up responsibly. And I think largely they are. You ever been to Eastern Long Island? We have, not in an RV. Too many people out there for me. They really are. As close as we got to New York City was in Lake George, New York, and that was at 1,000 Trails, as a matter of fact. And it was that was last summer. Way too many people. Way too many. I've spent so much time in urban settings that for me, I want to be out.
But that campground that we went to, there were places that were like being in the city, and then there were other areas
10 minutes
that
away.
that were like what you expect. There was like a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted was there.
Yeah.
And you ride your bike, and there was a feeling of excitement in the air.
Pensacola Rules just bought an acre near Keaton Beach, south of Perry, Florida. Moving there in our Class A in 41 days. Well, congratulations to you. That's great. Marzan Worldwide says, thanks for answering the questions. You're terrific. Subscribe. Well, thank you for subscribing. I'll answer more questions if people will subscribe. Would you all make sure you have subscribed to our RV Lifestyle channel?
Thumbs up.
Please do. Give us thumbs up and then subscribe. We love to see those thumbs up. We love to see the subscriptions. Here's Christina joins our campfire from Washington State, Mill Creek. Comment, we'll be last week going to the Lake Manatee State Park. I didn't know there was a Lake Manatee. We've stayed at Manatee State Park. Is it Manatee Springs? I don't know. There's a couple parks up near Indian River and what are they names? I can't remember all their names. But anyway, lots of places where you can see manatees. So enjoy it. Sam says up in Alaska, still plenty of snow. Denali's open for 30-mile drive in private vehicles. No tourists, so it's very quiet. Lots of bears roaming now.
I bet they are.
They're all up. Yep. Hello from Townsend, Tennessee. They're loading their RV for a trip, it looks like. Paul Goodwin, did you see the new 2020 Wonder rear lounge? I did. I watched that yesterday. I talked to Dean last night, actually, too, about that a little bit. We talked on the phone. Chris Hall, I'm going to a camp out with my club, Loners on Wheels, to Crystal River, Florida. That's where you can swim with the manatees. I got my advanced scuba diving training in the Indian River and Crystal River and swam with the manatees there. I think they're moving out from the river now. It's getting so warm. Lots of you are talking here about Mary Jane's cookbook. I saw there's one from David. Maureen said she liked it. And maybe Mary Jane, if you're still on, come on with your address and we'll put that out for everybody who wants to know more about your cookbook. Have you guys seen the Lazy Days rigs and what do you think? I love the wraparound windows in the back. I hate the kitchen though. Yeah, somebody asked me a question about Lazy Days, and I was thinking that they were, because they spelled it DAYS, which is the Lazy, I think. Anyway, it's the big dealership. and they're near Tampa. And I said, no, I hadn't seen their rigs. They sell a lot of different ones, but there is a brand called Lazy Days as well that a lot of people are looking, and it has these new wraparound windows that are pretty good. I have not seen it, and we tend to stick with Class Bs or Cs, and so I have
And
not.
isn't
really
it the
looked at
truth that you love some features and then you dislike other features? It's like you never can get 100% of what you want.
Yeah,
If you can get 75%,
it is.
80, you're lucky.
It is
You
true.
never can have everything you want. You got inside storage, you don't have outside storage. It just seems like everything is a choice in life.
David Herman, Townsend, Tennessee. He's going to go up to northwestern Lower Peninsula, Michigan in 4 days. They did open up. The governor opened up some of the northern counties and the Lower Peninsula and most of the Upper Peninsula. There's a little bit more. The restrictions have been lifted up there. John Mueller says in the bicycle industry, the same thing, the same boom as that we have seen in the RV industry.
That's interesting.
What happened to Camp Skunk? Haven't heard from a long time. He kind of just moved on. I think he's still out there, but I never
I think
hear from him.
isn't he quite involved in election years, doing things?
I don't know. But he's out there boondocking. But we don't. He's in a road trek, and we kind of don't really write much about road trek anymore. And we're more, it's about all RVs, and so we've kind of just lost touch with him. Beverly enjoyed a quick overnighter at Oscar Schroer State Park, a local gem in Sarasota, and a bird lover's paradise.
Ooh.
They look pretty booked for the holiday weekend, but definitely worth a visit.
Well, that's good to know.
Have you ever been to Harbor Springs area in Michigan? We certainly
Yes,
have.
love it up
Know any
there.
good campground up there? Petoskey State Park. We've stayed at the family camp there in the past and wonder if there's a decent campground. It's a beautiful place. Petoskey State Park is just an awesome place to stay. And then if you head just up M22, which is the tunnel of trees, you can find all sorts of spots up closer to Mackinac City. But Petoskey State Park is the place I would
July
suggest.
is usually a good month in Michigan.
Yeah. Hello from Georgia. Have you ever RV'd in Hawaii? We came this close this year to RVing in Hawaii.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't believe all
Now,
the things.
Hawaii is one of those states, they don't want any tourists either, so we can't go there.
Right. I just can't believe what a full schedule we had. It's like my daughter held up a pencil with no eraser. She said she had to erase everything from her calendar. And that's kind of what I feel like. But everybody's feeling like that. You're erasing.
This was this year, yes.
I mean,
so
we had
much.
way, probably too much planned.
We did.
Yeah.
And now that we're on the other side, starting to come on the other side of this pandemic and the lockdown, I think we're recognizing that it was a pretty sweet time of
Once
just
you
getting
get
your
over
breath.
being utterly terrified.
Yeah. First couple of weeks we're walking around going,
Hello.
oh dear, that person
I
sneezed
mean-
across the room.
I mean, I bought so much Gatorade. I don't drink Gatorade because it's got too much
You have-
sodium.
I looked at it, you've got like 400
Well, that's
bottles of
because
Gatorade.
they said that if you got it, you needed Gatorade. So, I mean, we got Gatorade. And, I think I'm not the only one. I think everybody that first couple of weeks, you're just so terrified. And
Yeah. And then we went through the stage where we just kind of zoned out and we binged watch all of the Downton Abbey TV series. 6 seasons, 10 episodes a season. We watched them all. Then we went over to The Crown, another British season about Queen Elizabeth. That was 3 seasons, I think, 10 episodes. And we kind of are burned out. We haven't even turned on the TV now for a couple of weeks. We just... And I'm back working a lot. I'm working a lot on the blog and writing and been really enjoying that. And we're planning trips again, trying to rescue stuff and go from there. So,
but understanding there's a new norm now.
yeah, it is. What map do you use when you're traveling aside from using Google Maps or Waze? Well, Waze is my absolute favorite navigation system. But in terms of maps, we have, I wish I had one here. There's a video we did on planning an RV trip where you can see it, but it's a map of the entire country and it folds up in a million little panels and it's huge. It's, bigger than I can wide my arms, show you with my arms here. And we like that because then we can, Jennifer takes her little pencils and she'll make our map wherever we're headed, and it just is nice to have that visual representation of where you are, where you're going, where it is in relation to the country. So, and that I think is a Rand McNally map. We usually buy one.
At the FMCA.
No, that's
Where you see
that's a
that?
book.
Oh,
That would be a
the
book. This is a map, a foldable one. It's an old paper fold-up
Right.
map of the whole country, and I
Yep.
think it's from Rand McNally. And we bought it
We wear those
at
out all
Borders
the time.
bookstores. Borders bookstores is where we buy that, and you can probably get it on Amazon. But we really,
I beat that thing up. So how many have we had? We've had a lot of those.
Yeah. Let's see. Jen was right. I'll go RVing. Sadly, I won't get the deal I was hoping, but I've waited this long, have to dig out the tent. Maybe deals late this winter. Now, there might be one place, Kate, where you're going to find some deals. Because I think, frankly, the demand is so high that I wouldn't expect much of a deal right now. But a lot of the newcomers, people who've never RV'd that we talked about, are just saying, hey, I want an RV, I need a vacation, and I can't take the cruise. I'm not going to Europe. I'm not going to fly on an airplane. I don't want to stay in hotels, so give me an RV, and they're buying them. Those people, many of them are going to say, this isn't for me, because, it isn't. That's not how you start a wise choice in going into the RV lifestyle. Those RVs are going to be for sale
And
after
I don't
this
know
summer.
how many people are not going to be able to make the payments on their RVs because they're out of work. I don't know.
Yeah. Chris Cowley says you can find the shirt products on the shelf or navigate to the store here. Oh, this is our new shirt that he's talking about. As I mentioned, it, our RV fellow traveler shirts. And my goal, and this is just something that we like to do every year, so I have a shirt that we kind of offer up for the summer, is have you guys take pictures of yourself wearing that shirt in different locations. And then we'll all put them all together and make a really nice put some music and different scenic shots of you and your RV in different parts wearing the fellow travelers shirts, because we are all fellow travelers. And nobody can write that big URL that Chris has right across the screen there. But if you just look on the YouTube page here, and like a little shelf, I call it a shelf or a tray underneath the picture, the image, the big square that we're on, there's some shirts that you can see. And they're pretty good shirts. I think this is from Hanes. I looked at the thing. It's a Hanes shirt. Isn't that Hanes, that shirt?
Yes, it is.
And it's nice quality. It's very comfortable. So anyway, check it out. Dreamin' Outlander thinks they're cool shirts. Glad you like it. And oh yeah, so don't forget, take a picture, send it to us, particularly for the video, particularly as you're out and about this summer. Buy your RV, and then just send them to me, Mike at rvlifestyle.com. I'll keep them all, and we'll put them in a nice video that we'll put together later on. Bill and Kelly, we're headed to Miramar Beach near Destin, probably 7 miles from us.
Yep.
Found one last spot at Destin RV Resort. Destin RV Resort is on Miramar Beach. There's also Destin West, which is a mile from where I am right now. If there wasn't a condo in it, I could see it. So, excuse me. I've been talking too much. Somebody passed me something on the digital campground. There we go.
What would you do without me?
I'd cough. Let's go through some of your comments. I'm going to jump through. We're running out of time here. So many of you guys are there. I'm looking now for the questions. This is where that's really important to see your questions that you're asking, so I can scroll down and find them. Like this one from Susan. Is July a good month for Upper Peninsula, Michigan? How
you
about
like
the
bugs and flies.
Susan, have you seen the videos that we've done on the Upper Peninsula, particularly what we call the black fly dance? Go check that video out.
But I think most places are like that. How about Alaska? We had that up in New York.
Yeah, but Michigan
part of the
But
charm.
yes, July generally mid-July is a good time to go. We will be up. We're thinking we're going to spend a lot of time in the Upper Peninsula
We're
this
hoping
year
we can.
because who knows when we're going to get out of Florida and when Michigan gets back to normal. But that's our plans. Did anyone ask you about the new Wonder 2021 and new Unity specs? Lithium batteries now an option. Yep, we talked extensively about that, Lindy. And after we go off live here, you can scroll back and listen to the tape version and hear our response about that. That's good. And Jerry said the Leisure Travel Van Rally in September has been canceled. Yes, it has.
So sad.
So sad. We were looking forward to meeting a lot of people up there. We're hearing that we were not going to go to the Hershey show, but since that rally canceled, and things are so up in the air, if the Hershey show's on, we may end up going to that again this year. We go every year. We were going to take this year off. We think California
there's
RV
a
show will
Hershey
still
show.
go on. We plan on going to that if we can.
If there's a California show.
Yep, if it's there. Are you considering the Ford Transit B class? Absolutely. Actually, we're looking at the C class, which is on the Transit Cutaway chassis, the 178 inch wheelbase. But yes, we are very much considering that, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Why did you say virtual campfire? Well, because we don't have a real campfire here.
We get kicked out of our condo if we started a campfire.
Now, we did think, you thought last week that it would be fun when we do get out there again, wherever we're on the road someplace, to kind of like start a real campfire and invite anybody in the camp that follows us to come join us in person, and then we can go like that. But so it's a virtual or digital campfire. That's why we said that. Have you ever camped near Grayton Beach Campground? That's just down the beach from us. We camped, not at that one, we camped at Camp Gulf, which is right there. We've been at Grayton Beach State Park. There's Topsail State Park. There's Henderson Beach State Park. These are all Florida state parks that are within just 10 miles of us along the Gulf Coast here.
I have really fallen in love with Florida's camping.
Yes.
But all that it offers, because I always thought it was like impossible to get in, and I just didn't realize what was out there.
Yeah.
But there is some beautiful camping here.
Yeah, it is. It's so much that we now have 3 books on Florida. We do our 7-day adventure guides. We have 8 of them out, different regions of the country. Well, we ended up doing 3 of them on Florida because so many people come here, and there are so many great attractions and places to see. Speaking of which, tomorrow on the RV Lifestyle channel here, we'll have a video on the Space Coast Jetty Park Campground. We have that up. So look for that. That'll post about 8 in the morning Eastern time, and I'll have a big post on the blog as well. Well, there we go. We're about out of time. Time to kick the embers of this fire, pour a little bit of water on it, make sure it's out, and wish you guys all a great rest of the Memorial Day weekend.
We're going to see them in just 2 days.
Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday night with another edition, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Sick of us.
Can we tell them why we might have to cut it short on Sunday night?
I don't know.
Okay, we may have some family visitors on Sunday night. So if that's the case, we'll probably cut this short a little bit if they're here or soon to arrive. But otherwise, we'll be here, still here on Okaloosa Island, and we'll keep doing these. We decided we'd do these. You guys sent us a lot of notes about it, nice, kind notes. We'll do these digital campfires if we can every Friday night, and we'll look forward to seeing you all then. So tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, new video on the YouTube channel, RV Lifestyle here. Please make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Sunday night, 7 p.m., Ask Us Anything, another live stream like this. Don't forget our newsletter. We send out a fellow travelers list to everybody, a big newsletter on Monday morning. There's always inside information, lots of links that you can use when you become part of our fellow travelers community. When you join to subscribe to that newsletter, you get all sorts of really great perks and discounts and all that. That's how you sign up for that. If you just go to that, just enter your email address. We never sell it to anybody. We don't share it with anybody. So we'd love to have you be a part. And don't forget these shirts. Get these shirts. Take your picture in front of your RV. We want to see you doing that. Our book sale is still on. It's a Memorial Day, expires midnight on the 25th. So big discounts on all of our travel books as we all get ready for another season of RV traveling. You guys be safe. Thank you so much for watching. It's 8 o'clock. Time for us to sign off, put out the campfire. We'll see you on Sunday night for Ask Us Anything.
Happy trails.